Hey guys, thanks so much for joining. It's Michelle, former client advisor for Louis Vuitton. Today I am going to talk about something that is so unpleasant, and if you've worked in retail, you know we don't like this word, and that word is returns. As a former client advisor, yes, unfortunately, if you work in retail, you have to deal with returns. And that could really cut into your sales goal. You know, nobody likes to do it because the sales associates don't like to take the return. It goes against our sales goal. It takes up time. And also, you know, people come in and sometimes they don't want to admit that they made a mistake and want to return the bag and give us attitude or why you're taking so long. It's just return and all kinds of stuff. So these are the rules, and these were certain procedures that we had to follow in order to take a return at the store. So first of all, whether you are buying, returning, exchanging, or asking a quick question, there is a queue, and you have to stand in that same queue. So again, buying, returning, exchanging, quick question. First of all, there are no quick questions. There's never a quick question. So these are all things that take time from the employees. And I have been in stores that are so busy that when you get to the front of the queue, they ask you if you're buying something, returning something, or exchanging, and will put you with the appropriate salespeople. So your salespeople do not like to take returns. I'm gonna admit it, unfortunately, because it takes time. What the process is, we have to open the box, look at the receipt. So first of all, if you don't have your receipt, it's going to be extremely, extremely difficult. Find your receipt, your Louis Vuitton receipt. You must have. And if you happen to buy it from a boutique like Bloomingdale's, Neiman Marcus, Saks, those receipts come stapled together. Your Bloomingdale's and your Vuitton receipt will be stapled together. Both of them are necessary. In some cases, we can look them up. The sales associate can look them up, but it will take more time. Misconception is that people think I'm just going to return, run in and run out. Well, we have to inspect your receipt. Look at the date. It has to be within 30 days. And then we have to inspect the product if there is any marking whatsoever. And we know, so that lining inside the bag, you know when it's been used. You know when if you look at the corner, the creases, the gussets of your bag, we know how it looks when it comes in. So one of the questions someone asked me is, what do you do when the bags have been returned after a trial run? We do not do that. Do not trial run. Like, that is a no. You should know, these salespeople, we know if there is a little tiny dent in there where we think that's where your lipstick fit the night you went out. Do not even risk it. Try to pull the wool over the employee's eyes or scents, perfumes, anything like that. If you're gonna take the bag home to like, you know, oh, let me see if I love it, keep it close by on a shelf, in the box, just put it on your counter and look at it. You don't get to use it. You don't get to use it and try it and see and find that you don't like it. Okay, so this is why I would encourage, do your research, look at the bag several times. If you must, put the things in the bag in the store and hold it and see if it's heavy. You don't want to go home, start using your bag and be shocked that, oh my gosh, this bag is too heavy for me to hold. So we want to avoid all those things. Oh, okay, so a tip, if you are buying your things online, I do understand that sometimes maybe there's a defect or a misstitch or just something in your bag you don't like. So when I order anything online, especially if it's a luxury good, I turn on my camera and I film myself. Here's the box, actually opening it. So that way if I open it and the product, it could be damaged or there could just be something that's not right. This happened to me when I ordered sunglasses from Vuitton. I do have a video about that somewhere in the archives. And they came with a big fingerprint and they were actually kind of crooked. Like somebody had maybe sat on it. Luckily, I did shoot me unboxing these sunglasses. And luckily, I didn't have to use the video as proof. So sometimes things like that can happen as well. If you order something from online, I highly encourage that you take a video. I know there were situations where I would get a phone call and say, oh, you sent me this scarf dirty. And, you know, we would have to have a discussion about it of, would you have sent this scarf in this condition? And I'd say no. So then what do? It's your word against the customer's word. And let me tell you guys, contrary to a lot of your beliefs, the customer is not always right. With luxury goods like Vuitton, you have to follow strict guidelines. We can't just go, take it for your word that I sent this scarf to you damaged. The pashminas, they snag very, very easily. If you leave the store and snag your scarf, even if it's within 30 days, you cannot bring it back. And sadly, they will tell you that. If they see a snag in that pashmina, they will tell you this has been damaged. We can only take back goods as long as they are not damaged. They must be in resellable condition. I have to emphasize that. They have to be resellable. So we inspect the product going out and must inspect it coming back in. There is no little man sitting in the back office who is cleaning up the bags and cleaning up the scarves and the shoes to make them resellable for the next customer. Okay, so I always hear, oh, it's not fair if somebody returns something and you put it back on the sales floor. Yes, it absolutely is. Where do you think those products go if we don't put them back on the sales floor? And this is absolutely the reason we must be strict about accepting returns. If you don't, that is a huge loss for the company, for any company, to be able to accept returns that way. So I have a funny story. I might have told it before, but one time this lady was so peeved, and I don't know why she was peeved. So like I said, some people, they feel like they're embarrassed or angry that they have to make a return, and they want to make it the sales associate's fault. So it's doing the whole procedure. Let me see your receipt, give me the box, and here's a box, not a Vuitton box. And as I was opening the box and taking out the bag, she goes, I haven't even used it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I have to inspect that you didn't put a sack of flour in here. I didn't say that, my inside voice said that, but okay, come on, you guys, we literally have to inspect. Like, she could have put anything in there. And not only that, I have to actually really see that the bag wasn't used. People have tried to return the bags with money in it, wallets with money in it. On the wallets, we can tell if a card has been put in the card slot and you've pulled it out, because that type of wear, even though you think it's minor, it does show. Okay, other things to be aware of. Please. Now, as I told you the whole procedure, not only do we have to inspect it, then I have to flag down a manager to sign an approval and then go to the cashier and process your return. So this takes like 15 minutes minimum to do all that stuff. And that's if it's uninterrupted, not busy, which is not even possible anymore. So I've asked that you please try to return to the salesperson who sold you the thing in the first place. Because if one salesperson is returning the item for someone else, that's actually taking time away from that salesperson. Time is money, especially in luxury retail, and the goals are super high. Somebody told me it's $250,000 now per month. So the time processing all that paperwork for a return is the time someone else is ringing up a $3,000 bag. That's kind of how urgent we are. So if you've experienced like a rushed salesperson doing a return, that is probably why. If you know you're going to exchange something, also please go back to the salesperson who sold it to you. The amount of the return goes back to the salesperson you bought it from, no matter what, no matter which store you are returning to return the bag. Now, if you're exchanging it, please do exchange it with the same salesperson. It goes against our sales goal. So you're doing us a big favor. Just go back to the person you bought it from. You don't have to be embarrassed. Honestly, all we want to do is help. Like, it wasn't the right fit, no problem. Let me help you find the right fit. Some people don't go back to the original salesperson because they're embarrassed or they think it doesn't matter. It absolutely matters. Or they might go to a different store to save the embarrassment, but then you're giving the other person those sales dollars. So every bit does count for the salesperson. Let's see. Oh, other things you need to know. So Vuitton does ask for the original packaging, which means the orange box, the dust bag, the keys, the clochette, the luggage tag, anything that came with the bag. Like, literally bring it back as if you just left the store. Okay, I know there's a black market for people selling Louis Vuitton packaging, bags, boxes, everything on eBay. Vuitton wants to avoid that as well, because giving away our packaging like that, somebody could take that packaging and pack up a counterfeit bag and try to sell it to you. Also, there are no overages of packaging. Sometimes people come in and they're like, can I have an extra box? Can I have an extra bag? Those types of things, they are very strict with. I want the original packaging back as well. Thank you very much. Now, lastly, shoes. Shoes, please do, when you take them home, put them on your carpeted bedroom and like walk around in your carpeted bedroom. This is not Nordstrom. You're not allowed to wear them out on the town and come back and say, these didn't fit me, they weren't quite right. With shoes, you can tell wear and tear. And the moment they're creased or have a mark on the bottom, we are not going to take them back. So I repeat, any signs of wear at all, even if it's within the 30 days, it's just not going to happen. I understand that our companies, Amazon, Nordstrom, that take back practically everything, and they've kind of ruined it for the retail employee. So I once was shopping with a friend and we were at Macy's. There were some sheets on clearance, so she went to buy them. And before she paid, she asked, wait, if I sleep on them and I don't like them, can I return them? And the sales associate said, no, let me open the package. You can feel them right now, but we're not going to take them back. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she's asking that. No, you cannot roll around in your sheets and then expect to return them, because I guarantee you what Macy's does not do, they're not going to take those back, repackage and sell them and say, oh, well, someone else slept on them. Do you want to buy them? It's very unethical, for one. So, think about that when you are purchasing things. You're trying to use it and get away with it and return it. It's like, ew. And there is no person, but they are washing the sheets and then ironing them and putting them back in the package. Just like at Vuitton, there's no little person in the back who's like polishing it up and making it pretty to resell. I've worked in retail for a very long time, since I was in high school. There were stores that I worked for that had a more lenient return policy, where we would be in the back shining up the shoes and making them look presentable so that we can sell them again. It does happen, but no, it does not happen at Vuitton. That's against the policy. Now, if you are returning a gift, unfortunately, you still do have to have the proof of purchase, the receipt from the boutique, and the receipt from the department store. Or if it's connected to a department store, you need all the paperwork. It is going to be very, very difficult to return or exchange the gift if the original buyer is not with you, or if the paperwork has to be with you. There are no gift receipts. So lastly, follow the rules, because even if it's a gift, it does have to be returned or exchanged within that 30-minute window. The only time they extend that is between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day, when you might have gotten your gift for Christmas and 2 days later you're past the deadline, so that can happen. But if it's something like this has been sitting in the drawer and I forgot that it's been past its 30 days, unless you're a really good customer and have purchase history, and they will not let you return it. But if you are exchanging it for an item that is of higher value, there could be exceptions to that rule. Okay, I already know some of you don't like this info that I'm giving you. It sounds like negative Natalie. I'm not giving you the happy answers you want. Yes, we'll return it. Yes, we'll exchange it. It's just not that way for luxury goods. These are expensive items. They do not go into a junk pile, okay? They don't go into a clearance pile or whatever. These are the things you can expect. Returns happen. We know these are the types of things you can expect. If you're to this part of the video, guys, thank you so much for joining. And I want to thank everyone for your views and your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a nice happy comment. I love to hear from you guys. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.